Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal, and this is the latest transfer updates. Arsenal have now made a bid for a new left back. It's looking very likely that you're going to get a left back this summer transfer window. We're going to talk about that. Benjamin Sesko is expected to make a decision before the Euros, so will he be leaving Leipzig for Arsenal or not? We will find out before the Euros. And also a new goalkeeper. We've also been linked to a new goalkeeper. It's also looking very likely that Ramsdale is going to leave. So let's start with the left back and the situation with that. It's actually a name that you might have heard before because we're linked to him in January, but now we've made a bid, and this is the latest news. Arsenal and Bayer Leverkusen have both made official offers for Fenerbahce fullback Fadi Kadioglu. Arsenal's offer of 20 million euros is deemed too low. However, they plan to come to the table again with a new offer that will reach 25 million euros. These are reports from Turkey, people who follow football from there. So pretty accurate, I'd say. I'd say pretty accurate. It's a player we were linked to in January. Back in January, we didn't actually end up getting him. And as I said at the beginning, it's looking very likely that you're going to get a left back this transfer window. Now, not only is he a left back, he fits a lot of things in terms of his age. He's only 24 years of age, so he fits into the kind of player we are going for. And also the main thing with him is versatility. His versatility is absolutely crazy. Now, I've watched a few of his clips back from January, and now as well hearing the Fenerbahce fans talking and all that. Look at the positions that he's played during his career. Left back, he's played 65 games. That is his main position. He's played as an attacking midfielder 56 times. As a right winger, 44 times. As a right back, 37 games. Left winger, 23 games. Left midfielder, 19 games. Right midfielder, 19 games. As a center midfielder, 15 games. And he's even played as a striker 1 game. Who knows? Maybe there's even a game he played as a goalkeeper. Those are very crazy. That's crazy. You usually get a player who can play as a left back and a right back, or you get a player who can play as a center back and as a full back, or a player who can play as a center midfielder and also kind of a box-to-box midfielder, or a winger who can also play as a striker. But to get someone who can play as a left back and also a right back and also left midfield and also right midfield and also a center midfield and also a striker, there's not too many players who can do that. I think Antonio, a West Ham's player during his career, has played as a right back, right wing, and a striker. But if you look at all the players, I don't know who's the most versatile player of all time, but I don't think you can get a player who can play like 8 different positions. That is very unlikely. Now, we all know that Tata loves players who are versatile. If you look at our team, players like obviously Ben White, he came in as a center back. He can also play as a right back, as we've seen. Players like Timber, he can play left back, right back, center back. Same with Tomiyasu. Kivia, we've now seen he can play as a left back and also a center back. Players like Declan Rice, 2 different positions. Players like Trossard, he can play 2-3 different positions. Havertz, probably his best position is striker, but he's also played as a midfielder before. He's played as a winger before for Leverkusen and also as a attacking midfielder. Atta loves players who are versatile. Atta definitely loves players who are versatile, and it really helps because you never know when injuries are going to occur. Some games you'll need to change a few tactics here and there, confuse the opponent. They don't know if Timber is going to be a left back or a right back, and Kadioglu fits into that list. Those numbers are absolutely astonishing. A player who can play all those all those positions is absolutely astonishing. Now, Arsenal have made a bid of 20 million euros, but it's deemed not enough, and we expect it to come back with a bid of 25 million euros. Now, what does that mean for players like Zinchenko and Timber and Tomiyasu? I'll do a keep and sell video. Personally, I've already said I want Zinchenko to stay. But if you sign another left back, that probably means Tierney is definitely leaving, Tavares is definitely leaving, and Zinchenko is either leaving or being moved to a midfield position, or is going to end up being like a third choice left back, which I don't know is going to be willing to do that. So that will be very interesting to see what we do with that. But Kadioglu, in terms of a left back, he loves to defend as well. So people wanted left back who can defend and also attack. He scored a very good goal against Germany a few months back. Really, really good on his right foot. Very, very good player in terms of versatility and in terms of creativity and in terms of defense. defensive work. The only thing, I'm not an expert on him in any way or fashion, but obviously when you watch the clips and if you watch a few Fenerbahce games here and there, and we were linked to him in January, so that's the first time I looked at his clips and everything. And since then, it looks like his numbers have become even greater. But the only thing I have a concern with him is now he hasn't missed a lot of games, but the injuries here and there are kind of concerning. Now this season he's picked up three different injuries. One was a bruise. He missed 2 games from that, so I'll excuse that. He also picked up a torn thigh muscle that kept him out for 4 games. He also had a calf injury, which only kept him out for 1 game. So not the end of the world. Yes, different injuries, but he doesn't really miss too many games. Last season, he picked up 3 different injuries: a groin strain that kept him out for only 2 games, a hamstring injury that kept him out for only 1 game. So in terms of recovery, this guy pretty much recovers very quickly from injuries. He also had a stomach flu that kept him out for 1 day. Also before that, another hamstring injury, 4 games, shoulder injury, 4 games, hip injury, 2 games. So he does pick up injuries. There's like 10, 12 different injuries here across the last 4 seasons, but he doesn't really miss too many games. 2 games at most, 3 games, 4 games. There are not too many games. So he might pick up injuries, but you expect him to be back pretty soon. It's kind of like Bukayo Saka. Even if he gets subbed off, we expect him to be there in the next game, or the next game after that. Doesn't really miss too many games. So Fadi Kadioglu, the bid has been made 20 million. We will probably get to that 25 million. I don't know if they're going to accept that. I don't know how serious Leverkusen's interest is. Leverkusen already have Grimaldo playing in that position, but as I said, this guy is very versatile. He can play the Grimaldo role. He can play the Frimpong role on the right as a right wing back. It's going to be very interesting to see, but looking very likely that you're going to get a left back, because this is what you were told a couple of days ago, according to what Ate is looking for in terms of what he's looking for. A striker, a midfielder, and a left back, as you can see at the bottom there. So left back, I thought we weren't really going to get a defender. I thought defensively, okay, we're getting Timber almost as a new signing. But then again, if you want to go to those 90-plus points and want to go further in the Champions League and go further near the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, you need a squad, because you never know. Within the first 3 weeks of the season, Tomias could be out again. Kivio might have picked up an injury, or could be a suspension for Timber 2-3 games, and then you're scattering around to get a player to play those positions. You don't really want that. So maybe the plan next then is to have Ben White and Timber as the right backs rotating, Saliba and Gabriel as the centre backs, and then they're getting help from, if we end up signing a player like Hato from Ajax, or if Kivio is going to be the one helping them there, obviously Ben White can play there as well, and Tomiyasu. And maybe at left back, we're going to have maybe a Kadioglu and a Tomiyasu, maybe a Zinchenko, maybe Zinchenko moves position, or maybe Tomiyasu is used as a player who can play in any position, and then you just use Fadi Kadioglu and Zinchenko as a left back. We have to wait and see, man. We have to wait and see what happens with that. But in terms of versatility, absolutely crazy. So that could be the first signing of the transfer window. Let's wait and see. Let me know what you make of that. Next up, let's go to Benjamin Sesko. So according to Fabrizio Romano on Benjamin Sesko, Sesko will decide before the Euros whether he wants to sign a new contract at Leipzig or leave this summer. His agent confirms plan to make decision within 3 weeks, with several clubs interested, especially in the Premier League. No chance to accept Saudi move. So and they're offering him a new contract. There's still a chance he might end up staying at Leipzig. Now, I know some people will be like, well, don't really care. I want Isaac anyway. I want Osimhen anyway. I want Gyökeres anyway. Fair enough. But we were told that in terms of priority, Sesko is Ateta's priority. And for me, the signings that Edu and Ateta have made over the last couple of years, I've been really impressed with. And if that is the player he wants, I'm absolutely fine with yes, I'd prefer different strikers. If I was to choose any, as I've always told you guys, I'd want Watkins as my striker. If it's the ones who are available, I'd probably go with Isaac as the striker that I want. So absolutely no problem with that. But in terms of who Ateta wants, we were already told that Ateta wants Sesko as his priority. Can I get it here? Do I have it here? I think I do. I think this is the one. Yeah. Mikel Arteta is a big fan of Benjamin Sesko and has communicated to the Arsenal board that he wants him as a priority, with the club deciding not to prioritize other options such as Victor Gyökeres and Alexander Isak. We already went through that in the previous videos. Make sure to check them out. Isak, in terms of money, they want over 100 million. And Gyökeres is still there. Let's wait and see what happens with that one. But looks like Sesko is at his priority in terms of age. If it's what Arteta wants, wants to build for the next couple of years as well, starting from now. So that is who he wants, but it might not mean that you're going to get him. And in case you didn't see the previous video I talked about Sesko, his stats this year, crazy, absolutely crazy. As Fabrizio said, Sesko scores again. It's a goal and an assist in each Bundesliga game he started since January 27th. 11 goals, 2 assists in 13 games. As you can see on that right side, he scored in multiple games against Stuttgart, Union Berlin, Augsburg, Bayern, Freiburg, Wolfsburg, Heidenheim, Dortmund, Hoffenheim, Werder Bremen. He got a goal in the last day as well against Frankfurt, and assist against Bochum and Cologne. His numbers this particular year have been really, really great, but it's always going to be very hard to do a deal like this, especially if the team doesn't want to sell him and the Euros is coming up. He's going to be in the same group with England, so people's focus on the Euros, not really transferring. So if you want to get the deal done, you might have to do it before the Euros. And funny enough, the transfer window actually opens on the same day as the Euros, but you can get the deal done early and then make it official when the transfer window opens. But it looks like in the next couple of weeks we'll know about Sesko's future. He's going to go to Arsenal, a different team, or he's going to stay at Leipzig. We don't know. Let's wait and see. But that's the latest on Benjamin Sesko. Lastly, let's talk about the goalkeeper situation. And again, it's going to be a very busy transfer window for Arsenal. Raya is going to make he hasn't made his deal permanent yet, but he is going to. We don't know the futures of Karl-Heinz and Okonkwo, and Okonkwo was voted, I think, best goalkeeper in League Two. We don't know the future of Ramsdale. If he leaves, which team he's going to go to? If he leaves, how much money are we going to get for him? So a lot of questions. And who is going to be the replacement? Are we going to get someone to come and compete with Raya? Like it was supposed to be with Ramsdale and Raya? We're just going to get a permanent number two who's going to just wait for maybe a few cup matches, and maybe when Raya is not available, are we going to go for a younger goalkeeper or an old experienced goalkeeper who has like 1-2 years left at the top level and is happy to be on the bench and help out the younger players in the team? We don't know. But the goalkeeper that we've been linked to is the Feyenoord goalkeeper, Justin, I think you say it as Bijlow. Arsenal are in the market for Feyenoord goalkeeper Justin. It could be Bijlow, I don't know, but I'm gonna call him Bijlow, and they will decide whether to press ahead with him in the next few days. Bijlow could be available for around the 10 million mark. Now, you might have seen this goalkeeper somewhere. There's a video that has been trending over the last 1 year where the goalkeeper clears the ball and the opposition player rushes to take a throw-in, and then this goalkeeper throws the ball back to the pitch to prevent the guy from getting the throw-in. Before he gets back to his line. You might have seen that meme somewhere. He is the goalkeeper. This is the goalkeeper that did all that shenanigan. I like that. I like that in a play. I like a player who's a little bit dirty as well, I'm not just going to be a nice guy, and he knew how to prevent that goal. And somehow we are linked to him, and it could be a deal that will only cost 10 million. Now, he is, in terms of his numbers, in terms of playing, he's played, I think, 15 games in the league this season. So he's had a couple of injuries, I think a wrist injury, but he hasn't played like every single game. They have another goalkeeper as well. But in terms of having a backup goalkeeper, this wouldn't be the worst. Now, what are his strengths? Now, he was asked that particular question a few years back. What are your strengths in terms of being a goalkeeper? And he said, my strengths are saving shots, especially one-on-one shots against forward players, or whichever player, saving one-on-one shots. And also another strength of mine is ball distribution. So that is exactly what I would want, a goalkeeper who can distribute the ball well, whichever way he does it. If he can do this, that would be absolutely great. And if he can be happy to be the second choice goalkeeper, and who knows, maybe he may come and really be a good goalkeeper and give Raya competition. I would prefer just having a second goalkeeper who's happy to be on the bench, like Tana a couple of seasons ago. A goalkeeper is going to play the cup competitions, and we aren't going to hear too much from the media, because last season it was way too much, man. There was a time it was just Raya, Ramsdale. People are not even talking about other Premier League results, other Premier League games, other Premier League players. It's just Arteta, Raya, Ramsdale. What has happened? This and that. Ramsdale makes a mistake. Apparently, the reason he's making a mistake is because Ateta chose Raya. Raya makes a mistake. The reason is because maybe the pressure is too much, and Ateta decided to remove Ramsdale, and Raya's like it was too much. Like every time you get online, people will just talk about the goalkeepers, but obviously that one from January kind of went silent. But Ramsdale, I still believe, is a very good goalkeeper, and he'd want to play fast team football. Which team? I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know how much money you're going to get, but it looks likely that Ramsdale is going to leave and you're going to get a goalkeeper. So this is the goalkeeper that you're linked to. He's only 26 years, 26 years of age, so that's not bad for a goalkeeper. And in terms of money for a second choice goalkeeper, 10 million is not bad at all. Now, people would argue 10 million could be, you pay what you get what you pay for. And sometimes if you sign a 1 million, 2 million goalkeeper like we did with Ranasson, you're in big trouble. You're going to get exactly what you paid for. You're not going to pay for a 2 million goalkeeper and get a goalkeeper who's not going to make mistakes. No, you're going to get an inexperienced goalkeeper who has a few mistakes and doesn't have experience and all that. And maybe it's just not a good goalkeeper. But 10 million for backup goalkeeper, not the end of the world. Because yes, I know Man City have Ortega Moreno, good goalkeeper. I know Liverpool have Kala and all those guys. But if Liverpool, I don't know how much they bought those goalkeepers for, but Kala is not 40 million. They didn't sign him for 40 million or anything like that. For backup goalkeeper, you can pay cheap and see how it goes. But yeah, we are linked to him. But another problem is he's also linked to Liverpool, and his former manager has just joined Liverpool. So if that comes to a battle, he might decide to go and work with his former manager who has just left Feyenoord just like him and decide to go to Liverpool. But again, Liverpool already have Callagher and Adrian and Alisson. I don't know what they're going to do with their goalkeepers. But let's see what happens with those positions. So goalkeeper, we're expecting movement. Yes, we've been told that Ateta is looking for a striker, a midfield, and a left back. But we could easily get a centre back because we'll be linked to Branthwaite and Hato. We obviously probably will get a goalkeeper if Ramsdale leaves. That has not been put on the list, but you're probably going to get a second choice goalkeeper. We've also been linked to a few wingers here and there. The only positions that we might not get anyone really is maybe a right back and probably attacking midfield as well. I think Odegaard will be the one. Maybe Smith Rowe will stay. Maybe Vieira will stay as the backup. Those positions, I don't think you're going to get anyone. But the others, we might get people. So let's see what happens with that. Let me know what you make of that. The goalkeeper, 10 million, is it enough for a goalkeeper? Do you want Ramsdale to stay? As I said, I'm going to do a keeper sell video. I'll give you my thoughts on that one. Sesko, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen before the Euros. And also Fadi Kadioglu, the most versatile player in the world. Could he end up joining Arsenal? Let us see. So it's going to be busy. The transfer window is not even open yet, but I just know it's going to be really busy. And the last couple of transfer windows have been really good, signing Declan Rice and, Timber and Havertz, and the previous one getting Jesus very early, Zinchenko very early in the transfer window. Have been very, very active, and some players leaving here and there. But right now, there's a lot of players who might end up leaving. Elneny and Cedric are already leaving. We don't know the features of Ramsdale, Nelson, Ketia, Smith Rowe, Vieira, Zinchenko, Jesus, Partey. There could be a lot of movement at Arsenal. So make sure to check out the other videos. Yesterday, I think we talked about Thomas Partey, talked about Isaac. So I'll link it up right now. Make sure to check it out. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button to support the page and the channel. Thank you for watching, and catch up with you on